Hello, I am Silva. I find that pretty interesting. My late father was a lawyer, and he retired as the director of UAC, as a director of UAC. My mom, who is 88 now, going on to 89, is a medical doctor. And so, in other words, I'm from a kind of, I guess what you would call a privileged background. I come from a privileged background. But what I found interesting in hindsight, looking at that privileged background, was that my mom was pretty strict. Both of them were pretty strict. And yes, you go to a school like St. Saviour's School, Ikoyi, but that doesn't mean you didn't take the bus. There's no driver that you're ordering to come and pick you up. The house help has to go to the market. My mom is not around, so we go to the market together. And we go by bus. At that time, when I was younger, we had these huge red buses. And so and the way that has affected the way I am is that I know people to say Joke Silva, some kind of celebrity star and things like that. But my car is not functioning. Hey, I hop onto the next bus that I see because I've got to get to where I have to get to. I think, but I put I will not get on an Okada. The last time I was on an Okada, I was expecting my third child, and I was at Falomo trying to get to my mother's home, and I was in a hurry, and so I get onto this Okada and I'm holding on for dear life, and the Okada driver is like, "Madam, I beg, I don't fit breathe," and I get to my mother's house and she's like, "Does that really make any sense? If anything had happened to you, what excuse would you have?" So, and that was my last time on an Okada. But public transportation, and I really don't see, for me it's not a big deal getting on public transport. For me it's not a big deal doing my own shopping. Yes, it can be, there are times when you want to go and buy your foodstuffs yourself, but because people will be stopping you, wanting to take pictures, talking about, so it doesn't make the experience as therapeutic as it used to be. One doesn't do all that marketing that much anymore. But yes, coming from a privileged background, but still not spoiled, what's the word now? For my mom, it was always a case of you always make do with what you have whenever with whatever you have. So even in my married life, I do find that there are days when it's everything is hunky-dory and you can afford this and afford that. But there are days when, hey, you tighten your belt, and that doesn't then make you feel unhappy. It's just life, and I've been brought up to believe in that. Those are the two things that immediately come to mind. I'm sure there's so many other experiences that would have molded one, but those two just immediately come to mind for me, yeah. I would think so far one of them I mean, there's so much. I think the way to answer that question is to start off by saying there's so many things one still wants to achieve with one's life. So I'm not sure whether there's a greatest achievement yet. There are things that one has set up to achieve and one has been able to achieve. But for now, I think one of those that comes to mind pretty quickly, pretty easily, was the fact that our company, the Lufodo group of Lufodo Productions, that it's one of the companies within the Lufodo group of companies owned, set up by my husband and myself, Olu Jacobs and myself. The production company was asked to bid for a job which was to take Nigeria's artistic expression to the Olympics in 2012. And yes, we did. We bid with other companies. And for, a lot of people believed we were not going to get it. Some of the consultants we were going to use were also consultants for other companies who had also been asked to bid. And when they heard that we were bidding, it was like, yes, but you are known as actors, not really as... Although we had been producing for quite a while, for many years, but the intricacies of Nigeria and politics and everything. So people were like, so sure we were not going to get it. But we got it. We were the ones who took Nigeria's artistic expression to the Olympics. And what we did was our dream. Even when we bid, when we put forward our bid, was that we wanted to show to the world the richness of our culture. A lot of people respect our doyen of literature, of theatre, and I mean that's Professor Wole Soyinka. Are you talking of literature? Are you talking of, I mean, in the various genres of literature, he sits very comfortably at the top, and the whole world knows about him. But then we also have so many other people that the world doesn't know about. And for us, we were going to take a play by Wole Soyinka, which was The Lion and the Jewel. And then there was a play that I've always loved, written by Uncle Fred Agbe, which is known as The King Must Dance Naked. It's a play I've always loved. And then I wanted to take a younger writer, and a female writer, and I was, we took one of Sefi Atta's plays, and so that was our argument, that we wanted to showcase a broad spectrum of Nigeria's literary dramatists, and then we also took a mini festival of Nigerian films, and the way we did it was to take films from different parts of the country. A lot of people see Nollywood as just mainly from the eastern part of the country, or Yoruba films. But we do have incredible films coming out from the north as well. So we wanted to take that nice eclectic mix, and then we also took a poetry festival. So it was just such fun. We won it, and we prepared for it. It was great fun preparing for it, and I think on the whole we were like about 50 performers altogether taking part in various things. And what was also fantastic about it was that we all went and we all came back. Many people feel that so many Nigerians go out of the country, they want to stay out of the country. No, Nigeria is no longer like that. Everybody now feels that they have a stake in the Nigerian project. They have a stake, they have something to contribute to the Nigerian project. Yes, we go outside, we do what it is we want to either learn or exchange, we exchange information, we exchange knowledge, and we come back home. So for me, that was an incredible achievement, and I really thank God for that experience. I really do. Right now, Joke Silva is first and foremost an actress, and I act on all the platforms available. So theatre, I love the theatre. I love the screen, big or small. So it's whether it's a television screen, your mobile phone, the big screen. I love radio drama. So any platform, for expression as an actress, I'm very open to it. I enjoy it. But I'm also a producer. I love to bring projects to life. It's another passion that I have, and I've been producing now for many years. I just have to find a play. Sometimes it's an idea that I feel that there's a need to bring this out to the marketplace. Let's all look at this particular question and let's discuss it. When people watch it, hopefully they will discuss the questions that the play raises. Sometimes it's an actor or a group of actors that I feel, oh, come on, we need to meet the industry needs to meet these talents. The industry needs to meet these talents and get to know these talents. And so I'll look for a vehicle that will show expose their talents to the industry. Then something else that I really do that I do enjoy is training. I like training people, especially from the age of about 18 upwards. Whether in the area of acting skills, acting technique, and then of course speech. I do find that I get called upon quite a lot for speech training, but I always say from the get-go, I don't teach you how to sound like an Igbo. I teach you how to sound like your best self. Because for me, communication is for me, it's a matter of communication. No matter how heavy my accent is, can you understand me? That's the key. So if I find that because you're mispronouncing something, then I cannot understand you. Of course, then you will be taught, the training is for you to pronounce things properly, but not to sound like somebody else, to sound like the most authentic you and the best you possible. That's the way I train. So for me, those are all the areas of expressions that I have now. And how did it all start? Well, it all started with the acting, and the acting started after I came back from well, it all started when I went to the Lord. I had reached a crossroads in my life, and I said to the Lord, He needed to let me know if it was medicine I was going to study, or medicine, law, or theatre. And I laid a fleece out before the Lord, asked some various questions, and He answered all my questions with a yes, yes, yes for acting. So I have never, ever looked back when it came to the area of acting. Yes, there have been some very, very low periods in my professional career, but knowing that I am in the field that God wants me to be. There are times when things have been so low that I ask Him and I say, Lord, is it that you want me to change? Is there somewhere? And the answer has never been change professions. It has always been be within this career that I've asked you to be in. And you know, God, so, you know, he's just been so amazing that I have found a lot of fulfillment, and I have had, for me, what I call success in it. So basically, that's it. That's how I got started. And getting home, my first job was really a case of I wasn't a trained actress. I'd done some drama in secondary school during my A levels, but my uncle, who was then at the University of Lagos, late Canon Olumide, said to me, you know, why don't you come and try out at the University of Lagos Cultural Center? And they had a show going on at the time called Omodo, directed by Bode Osoyin. I went, I met with Bode Osoyin. He asked me to read. He liked the sound of my voice. I said, come on, you've got the job. And I remember my first pay was 50 naira, and I felt so cool. Like I said, I came back knowing that this was the field I wanted to work in, but I couldn't, I did want to train in it, but I couldn't start training immediately because I was late to get into the University of Ibadan, which was where I wanted to go to. And so I started working at University of Lagos Cultural Center, which has become the Creative Arts Department now. And during the course of that, I moved from there, I moved to television. And in those years, we were talking about late 80 to 81, sort of, you know, late 80, early 81 and things like that. When you were working in television, most of the people you were working with had day jobs. And so you would have to, all the television dramas were being recorded late at night. And so I'd go to work, and I'm not back till the early hours of the morning. And one day my father was absolutely fed up. So he'd had it up to here, and this time we were really rehearsing an important play. I had the major part in the play, and my father wasn't going to hear any of it. He'd had enough. You know, if we cannot rehearse in the early, you know, normal times when other people were rehearsing and have our recording, and then I wasn't going. So he locked me in my room. But he forgot that my room actually I had another door that led onto the veranda, and he didn't remember to lock that door. So I opened the door that led onto the veranda, opened it, jumped onto the veranda, jumped from the veranda down, and then I think he saw me, and he told the gate man, lock the gate, as he was there. I just jumped over as he was locking the gate, I jumped over the fence. I went to work. Didn't tell anybody that I had run away from home to come to work. But the long and short of that episode was, as much as I regretted it, because my mom was so heartbroken. Sometimes when I think about it, I feel like crying, you know, because she just couldn't believe that I would do something so drastic. But I think it set it for them that this was where my heart was. And it wasn't, you know, I wasn't joking about it. Would I advise anybody else to do that? No, I really wouldn't. I tend to be a bit of a rebel, but usually I regret it. And I find that if I just calm the rebellious side down and just walk away from that rebellious side and then maybe have a discussion afterwards, I would really achieve the same results. I know that, you know, like most parents, it wasn't as if my parents were against me being an actor. They just wanted me to have something else as a safeguard. But I didn't want to do anything else as a safeguard. I can understand parents you know, having lived my life as an actor, I really can understand how parents feel about, because it is just such a dicey profession to be in. But I also say that once, you know, I also say to parents that once the Lord has called your child into this, the Lord will make sure that your child will not starve. And I think that, you know, just it's a matter of us, or everybody trusting, you know. So even though I've shared that, I'm not saying you should do it. You asked for something that you, but from then on, I really did have my parents' unwavering support, you know. But it's not something I'll ever want to repeat. The entertainment profession is a hard profession. It's not the kind of profession you go into. You know, a lot of people see artists now, and, you know, all the artists that you love, and you see them and you want to be like them, but it doesn't happen in a day. It takes years. For some people, it takes a lot of years of one working hard and being faithful to their profession. There are some people now who are just blossoming, and they have been in the field for well over 15 years, you know, and yet this is now their season of harvest. So what's important is that when you come into the entertainment industry, you come in knowing that it's continuous learning. You train before you come in, and the training continues. Your training never stops. I think sometimes, especially when you get to a particular level, when you're becoming successful, you think sometimes there's a danger of thinking that, oh well, I've arrived and there's nothing to learn anymore. There's so much to learn. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to keep sharpening and honing one's skills. So for all those who like Joke Silva, who want to be like Joke Silva, what I would say is be like yourself, your very best self, you know. God has made us as individuals, and it's because there's been a Joke Silva, there can't be another one. You know, but there can be a you, and the best you ever. But keep training, keep working on that you, and I wish you all the best.